These are my predictions for the online coaching space in 2023 and beyond. I see three main things happening over the next year that are a bit of a shift from what's happened previously, okay? And I'm going to go through each of them one by one and explain what I'm seeing now that makes me think that's going to happen and potentially what you can do about it to bulletproof yourself before we get there. The first thing is that the skill cap is going to be higher for coaches who want to succeed in this space. Now, that's not just with coaching. The industry's blown up over the past kind of 2 years. Obviously, with the pandemic, a lot of people's eyes were thrust onto online coaching. It's probably accelerated it forward about 5 years. It also means that the market's understanding and the client's expectations of you as a marketer and a coach has gone up. There's more people in the space. There's more good coaches in this space. There's more good marketers in this space. Yes, there's more potential clients as well, but it just means that the skill cap's got higher for people that want to succeed. So you're going to have to be a better marketer than you were 2 years ago. You're going to have to deliver a better program than you did 2 years ago. And you're going to have to run a better business, and you're going to have to handle more challenges than you did 2 years ago. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the pandemic was actually a bad thing for online businesses. I think if you ran an online business during the pandemic and you had anything between your ears, you absolutely flourished. Brick and mortar businesses got crushed. Fair enough. There was nothing that they could do about it. But if you were a PT that was working in a gym, you probably had the best couple of years of your business life in that time. Marketing was easy. People were looking for something to do. People had more money in the bank accounts than they usually would because of loans. Obviously, there's exceptions to this, right? But most people, through furlough and business grants and things like that, and through not spending, not having access to takeaways and not needing shoes and new clothes and all that stuff, actually had more cash in their pocket than they have ever had before. There was more disposable income. And I don't think now we're actually seeing people not have as much money. I feel like people are actually just seeing things return to normal for their expenses. Yes, the cost of living is going up, but realistically, I think that it feels like a bigger wave than it has been because people had so much dispensable cash beforehand. Like I know people that were working like luxury car sales and luxury watches and stuff like that, and things went off the fucking charts because people were just banking furlough money and be like, I've got nothing to spend this on. So disposable income was higher, which means that people's resistance to buying was lower, which meant that you could get away with more stuff. So the skill cap is going to be higher. Things that you can do to make sure that you're on top of that. Make sure that you're spending time learning how to market your services as well as coach it. Make sure you deliver a good coaching program. But honestly, for me, whenever you hear me talk about this kind of stuff, I assume that people are good coaches. I assume that you know what you're doing. All right. I assume you have your client's best interests at heart, and I assume that you're going to deliver a good service. I do that blanket. So when you hear me talking about anything, I'm doing it with the assumption that you're a good coach who has good interests at heart. I don't make videos of people who aren't that kind of person. So everything going forward, assume that I think that you're a good coach, that you're going to try and deliver the best service possible. Get better at sales. Get better at handling objections. There are more objections in today's world than there were 2 years ago. It's COVID. Great, we can train you at home. Objection handled. That was pretty much the only one you were running into. You weren't running into holidays. You weren't running into, our expenses are high. You weren't running into lots of like spouse objections and things like that because people were actually really aware that they needed to do something because there's fuck all else to do. All right. So better at sales, better at marketing, deliver a higher quality coaching program because the skill cap is going to be higher, and that's what's going to happen next year. The second thing is a little bit of an add-on to that, is that I think it's going to become important, not just to only master organic marketing, but also to have an understanding of paid marketing too, and to build channels of marketing that you own. We've noticed over the past couple of years that social media is essentially a law unto itself. It does what it wants. It changes when it wants. It basically can control a lot of people's businesses. And we've noticed within our program, when people come to us and they sign up, they almost feel like they're at the mercy of social media. One of the things that we do with clients is we input systems that mean that they control their customer list, which means that they can market how they want, when they want. But that's something you're going to have to consider. So organic marketing, you're always going to have to be good at organic marketing. If you don't have good organic marketing, you don't have marketing. The second thing is you need to understand paid marketing to a point where If you feel it's necessary to run it for your business, you have the capability to do so. I've worked with multiple paid advertising agencies, some better than others. But for most of the coaches that I'm speaking to in this video, you don't have the capital to pay one of those agencies. You are going to have to learn to do it on your own, because a starting price for a good agency is going to be about 1,500 quid a month. For most of you, that will be more than your ad budget. So you'll be paying a company to run ads on pennies, and it won't make sense. So you're going to have to learn to do it yourself. Now, for most people, if you have a good offer, you're going to be able to get leads for between 3 and 5 quid. The better the offer, the bigger the offer, the more unique the offer, you will get those costs down. But for an average fat loss program, you should be looking at £3 to £5 a lead. That means that if you put 500 quid into that per month, you should be getting 100 leads a month. That can keep your business lifeblood going, even if your organic marketing isn't booming through the roof. If you've capped your leads, if you feel like you're running out of audience, it can give you the 100 fresh leads a month that you need to survive and move your business forward. And the third thing is obviously building your own channels. Now, when you run ads, when you do that kind of marketing, or even with organic marketing, the goal should always be to move them from the social media platform that they're on into a platform that you own. Either getting a phone number or getting an email address, because you own that data then. They have given you it in return for something. So thinking about lead magnets, thinking about things like that, you own that. They have given you permission to contact them through those channels. And there is no way that anybody can take those off you, other than the client themselves saying that they don't want you to contact anymore. But that's fine. That's very rarely going to happen. You own those. So if your account gets shut down, if Facebook implodes, if TikTok takes over the world, whatever, you know, conspiracy theories, if the government tap everything and blow everything up, whatever, you will have, that'll be the least of your concerns, to be honest, if that does happen. But having an email list and having a list of phone numbers will save your business, I promise you, because there will be days when your Facebook account gets shut down, when your social media gets cracked down on, when the algorithm changes, whatever that is, you need to be able to still conduct business. So that will be something that's very important moving forward into 2023. The final thing is that online coaches will still be able to work in online coaching businesses, but they won't always be the owner of the business. Now, not everybody's built to be a business owner. I understand that, all right? And it's unfortunate that in our industry, most of the good jobs are only in self-employment. And that's a bit of a shame, because not everybody's made for self-employment. Not everybody has the mentality. Not everybody has the life situation to enjoy self-employment. If you've got high outgoings, if you've got people who depend on you, if you've got stressful home situations, sometimes it can almost cripple you to be a business owner, because you're constantly worried about everything else instead of just being able to grow the business. Now, as online businesses grow, they are going to develop into things that have lots of staff working in them remotely, which means that you are still going to be able to work in the online coaching industry without owning an online coaching company. Like us, for example, we have now 7 or 8 full-time staff. I think actually we might be close to 10, okay? 4 of those staff are paid more than me. 2 of those staff are paid the same as me. Obviously, the upside is as the business grows, the profit is mine. It's my business. I will get the eventual, pot of gold, hopefully. But as of now, my salary is actually less than some of them. Some of our staff are on 6 figures plus. In fact, more of our staff are on 6 figures than aren't, which is mad. But what that means is you won't be confined to just running your own business. There's no shame in being an intrapreneur, which is a really funny word that I just wanted to use on a video. But it basically means being a thoughtful, business-minded person inside someone's business without having the pressure of being the business owner on yourself, okay? If you are good at lead generation, there will be positions for lead generation managers, people training lead generation teams for businesses. If you are great at sales, there will be positions for closers. There will be positions for people managing sales teams. There will be positions for people training sales teams. If you are a brilliant online coach that is fucking terrible at marketing and hates social media, there will be positions for coaches to handle 50 clients that are their clients that they work with within another business that provides the leads. You still get paid a very good wage. Yes, you might not make 8 figures, you might not make 7 figures, but there will be positions that are well paid, that give people amazing lives and give them amazing fulfillment. And that's one of the biggest things that I think will change. In fact, that's one of the things that I'm seeing change more and more now. Last year, or maybe 2 years ago in the UK, we're a little bit behind the US market. So 2 years ago, if I said I'm looking for a messenger for my account, nobody would know what the fuck I was talking about. Nobody would even dream of hiring a salesperson for an online coaching business. And to be honest, most online coaches were barely able to run coaching businesses themselves, let alone have coaches working for them. Obviously, that's progressed quite quickly now. And now people will start seeing that these companies will take on large amounts of staff and provide really good lives for people. So that's one of the biggest things that I think is already changing and will continue to change in 2023. It would be very interesting for me to hear your thoughts on this, because I've just basically given you about 10 minutes of my own opinion. So let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you think I'm full of shit? Do you think I'm telling the truth? We won't know if I'm telling the truth until 2023. So I'm going to come back to this video next year and we'll do a review on whether I was right or wrong. I'm going to stick YouTube out. I will still be here in 12 months. And if I'm not, I'll do a video anyway. Well, Simon's getting sacked. All right. If you want more videos like this, if you want to be notified in 12 months' time when we review these predictions, make sure you click the bell icon. And then you can forget about it for a year.